Hi guys, my name is Amaka. Thank you so much for joining me today. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me, and I do hope that you stick around. Please do not forget to subscribe, comment, and like and share my videos, okay? So today's video is going to be about my recent travel. So currently I'm in Nigeria, and I had put up on my Instagram story asking if people wanted to know how it was traveling, and surprisingly, well, I guess not surprisingly though, I got a lot of people requesting that I talk about how it was traveling, you know, in the pandemic and everything, and I thought it would be great to share that as well. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first of all, let me say that I was traveling from Toronto, Canada to Lagos, Nigeria, and it was quite stressful, to be honest. Not the traveling itself, but just the whole process of the whole process before traveling, and of course getting to Lagos airport. As usual, it's always stressful. But so that's why it's really important that I think this should be known. You make your travel much more easier if you do these things. Firstly, if you're going to travel anywhere, I believe you need to have your COVID test done. If you check my last video, I did a video on how it was like getting tested, how it felt like, and everything. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's a really short video. It will just give you some sort of insight on what the test is like. Let me say that, first of all, if you're traveling anywhere, after you've gotten your ticket, it's very important to check the specific requirements for the country that you're traveling to, because a lot of countries have different requirements and different safety precautions that they're taking with regards to COVID-19. So I was traveling to Nigeria, and then I checked the requirements, and if you go on the NCDC website, I'll put a link below. You can see all the requirements that Nigeria expects of you. I'm gonna say that some of these things are a little ridiculous, but hey. So okay, firstly, they require that you get a COVID test done 96 hours before departure. So it's up to you to find a testing center that will test you and have your results out 96 hours latest. So what I'm saying is, if you have a test that's negative but the results is later than 96 hours before departure, it's considered void. You're not going to use it. You can imagine how frustrating that would be. So I really took time, and the thing though is no clinic will guarantee you the time, but you know, just going by their the average time, you can sort of know, okay, now the safe bets. Also putting weekends in consideration. I did my test in Brantford City, and they told me it would usually take 2 to 5 days to get the result. I actually had one test done just to see how long it took to get the result, and then it took 2 days, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, that's kind of like 2-3 days. That's kind of like a safe bet. So I definitely recommend, if you're in Canada, try go to a smaller city. That way your chances of getting it earlier, it's much more higher. So if you're in the GTA, do not get tested in Brampton or like Toronto. I recommend coming a little bit further down to, like, say, Woodstock. I heard that Woodstock actually will get you a result in about 24 hours, but now that things are getting a little bit crazy, it may change, but just you can always call. And also I highly recommend that you book an appointment before going, because sometimes even though some of them say walk-ins are allowed, you go there and then they give priority to those who booked appointment, and like there's a long line, and trust me, it can be frustrating. So yes, so you get the result done and you're good to go. Now, where does the result come in handy? So once you get to the airport, actually the departing city requires the COVID test, not Nigeria. The departing city. So I got to Pearson Airport, and they asked me for the results, and then I also advised that you print it out. That way it's on paper. I thought it was like, okay, I could just show them on my phone, but they actually asked me to print it out. So I had to go upstairs at the airport to print it out. Number two is, well, now this is more Nigeria specific. Remember that I mentioned that it's very important to check the country you're traveling to, the specific requirements, because it's different. Now, if I'm speaking for Nigeria specifically, once you have the COVID test results, you have to go to the NCDC website. I'll put a link below. On that website, you're going to fill out a bunch of questions. Now, I'm going to say that I don't even know why they ask for these things, because like you fill out all this information, but then once you get to Nigeria airport, like they still ask you for the same details that you filled out, and it's like, okay, like why did I have to fill it out? So anyways, you fill it out like, once you get your COVID test, because it requires you to upload the test results on the page, on the web page. So, and then also you also have to pay the fee. At the time that I came a couple of weeks ago, it was 54,400 naira. That is crazy. I'm telling you, I don't know what that money is for. They say it's to get tested once you get to Nigeria. They say that when you get to Nigeria 7 days after your arrival, you're supposed to get tested, and that's what the 54,400 naira, that's what it's for. Okay, and then after that, so once you get to the point where it asks you to pay that money, make sure that you screenshot every process from that henceforth. Though you should get a barcode sent to your email. I got mine like right away. I got confirmation of the payment, the receipt, and the barcode right away. But I've heard people complain that they didn't get it right away. Now that piece is very important, because once you get to Nigeria airport, like Lagos, Abuja, wherever you're landing, they need to see that. They're not going to ask you for your COVID test result. No, they're not going to ask you for anything, but they need to see that you actually paid that money, because these guys don't play. These guys don't play with your money. You know that. So that's very important. So once you have it all filled out, make sure you save the copy. You don't have to print it out. When I got to the airport, I showed them on my phone. But if you print it out, that's fine. But I didn't have mine printed out, and I was fine. But yeah, another thing I should mention also is take enough naira when you're going. I don't know if you travel to Nigeria frequently, there's like luggage trolley that's at the airports. Now, in Nigeria you pay for those. It used to be 150 naira as at the last time I traveled, which was less than 2 years ago. Guess how much it is now? Nope, not 500 naira. Nope, not 1,000 naira, not 5,000 naira. It was 13,500 naira. 13,500 naira for something that used to cost 150 naira. I'm not kidding, guys. So I didn't have naira with me. I didn't have up to that naira with me, so I had to literally beg one of those guys there to please help me. I beg, help me take my belongings. I'll pay you when I get to where the parking lot is. I had to beg him. It worked out. He frowned at it and everything, but I had to promise I would give him extra money for him to be able to help me out, and that was the only way I was able to get out of there, because I was like, oh my god, it was crazy in there. I got to Toronto airport. Airport was dead. Like literally, there's nobody. Like we're going to Nigeria. Excited. Are you excited? You are, aren't you? Yeah. Yes. Hey guys. Finally. It was pretty empty. I was like, oh my god, it is real. The world's coming to an end. Like, it was really empty. So, but anyway, it was kind of cool because it made things a lot easier and faster. But so they just ask you for all those things that I just listed, like the COVID test result. So obviously you can't enter the airport if you don't have your face mask, social distancing is definitely very, very effective at the airport. Also, most of the stores at the airports were closed, like all of them actually. Like, I mean, before you go to the the main space, like most of, like, I wanted to get like padlocks at one of those stores that would be at the airport, but they were closed. When you got on the plane, there was no social distancing on the plane. Like, it was literally, if someone had to sit next to you, they would sit next to you, but it was mandatory to have your face mask at every second. The only time you're literally allowed to take it off is when you're eating, and they were not even giving food. Like, I noticed that they were only giving, like, I flew with British Airways, and literally all they served was like sandwich, and like, snacks, pretzels and stuff like that. They didn't really give like food due to, they didn't want to, I guess, cook in the kitchen, because that's what they said. I don't know, but yeah, so that's basically it, to be honest. Yes, and that was pretty much it. It wasn't actually as stressful as I thought it would be. If you're traveling with kids, keep in mind that you don't have to have your kids tested. If they're less than 10 years old, you don't have to have them tested for COVID. That's what I was told at the airport. Like, if you're less than 10, you don't need a test. If you're traveling with kids, I don't know if you have to pay the money, the 54,000. I didn't pay for my baby. He's only 6 months. That would be crazy to have him pay 54,000 for a baby. But I don't know what the age limit will be on that. They may have more information on the NCDC website. I didn't really go that deep in there, but yeah, so far it wasn't. I was like, nah, I'm gonna wing it. And also, I also heard that if you didn't pay the money, say for a child, and you get there and they're like, oh, you have to pay, you can always do a transfer at the airport there. It's not a problem. That's what I heard. So that's all. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll definitely answer to the best of my knowledge. You can leave a comment on any question you have, or DM me on Instagram. I'll definitely be willing to answer that. I find that when you're prepared for traveling, it takes a lot of anxiety from you, because traveling, and when you have that feeling like, oh, I'm forgetting something, it's just very, very bothersome. So I thought it would be nice to make this video. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe and share this video if you have any friends that are traveling, or have any questions regarding traveling for a family member. It will really come in handy for them. Yeah, that's all. Until next time, bye guys.